When you see a ghost, it's not subtle. When you hear a ghost, it's not faint. When you see an object move by itself, it moves fast. Sharp edges is true, inexplicable stories. Do sharp edges exist between what we perceive and reality? Here are 3 stories that blur the boundaries between the world of the living and those who are no longer with us. Ricky. So I lived in a 3-story house, the lower story being the basement. It was about 800 square feet, and it was unfinished, and I would work down there because I could leave my papers around, and I could draw, and I could read, and I could leave my stuff undisturbed, books everywhere, and there wasn't a lot of light. I had a light bulb that used to hang from the ceiling, which was fine where I was, but outside like 5 feet, it was complete darkness. And one night I was down there reading or writing on my chalkboard, and my brother ran down the stairs. It was a boy, blonde hair, who I thought was my brother. He looked at me, I looked at him, and he ran up those stairs so frightened. And I was like, what was that about? And I yelled out, Ricky, what do you want? Ricky was my older brother, but the one closest in age to me. So he was probably at the time 15 and I was about 11. So he didn't respond. He ran up the stairs, didn't say anything. So pretty soon I had to wrap up my stuff, go up the stairs, shut the light, and my mother and father in the living room. So they must have saw Ricky. So I said, what was that about? What did Ricky want? And she's saying, what are you talking about? And I said, he ran down the stairs, scared me to death, and he didn't even say anything. He just ran back up the stairs. She said, Ricky's working tonight. The hallway. So at one point, I was working full-time at home, setting up a new business. I was pregnant with my second child and really just exhausted time. I was so tired. So one afternoon, my husband said, you know what, just take a nap, just relax. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that time when it started getting a little dark at night. He said, let me take Rachel, she's my oldest, and you just take a nap. I said, that's a great idea. So I figured I'd take a nap in Rachel's room because she had those room darkening shades, so the place was pitch black. I love it that way. And it's the back of the house. We live in the city, so the front of the house is pretty busy, and it'd be nice and quiet back there. So I don't shut the door all the way, but I shut it a little, it's shut. Not all the way, but it's pretty shut. Turn my back to the door and go to sleep. It couldn't be very long later that I hear the door spring open. I assume someone sees me in the bed, shuts the door quickly, then runs up the hallway. It's wooden. So as they're running, they hit each banister in the hallway, like boom, 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 and then into my room, I assume. So I'm waiting to hear like the TV go on or something, but nothing. So I said, all right, nap time over. I'm getting up. Hi, Rach, I'm home. It's good that you're home. I'm coming. So I open the door. The door is pretty shut, and I open the door and I look in the hallway, expecting to see somebody, maybe her fooling around at the end of the hallway. Nothing. And I'm like, oh, she must be in my room trying to put on the TV, or maybe she's reading a book. So I go up the hallway. Nothing. I am completely alone in the house. Before I could even think about what just happened, in through the door comes my husband and Rachel. I had been completely alone. There was no one in the house. But someone opened that door, saw me sleeping there, and ran away, pretty much. The lantern. So I used to have a bay window with a big, beautiful place to put decorative vases and so forth, windowsill. And when it wasn't being decorated for Christmas or Halloween, I'd have these 2 glass lanterns. And they were usable lanterns. They had oil in them and everything, but they were suspended. So they were free to move if there was wind or something like that. But they were pretty heavy, so they didn't really move. And they weren't top heavy or anything. So when I would decorate for Christmas, I would move them and put them in the storage room because I didn't want them to get broken. So one afternoon, the lanterns were on my desk, and I walked into the room, storage room, and I was probably going in there for some ribbon or something like that. And I look over at the desk at the lanterns. There's 2 of them. They're both suspended. One of them is completely still. The other one is wildly moving back and forth. I mean, at a speed that you can't even imagine. If you tried to make it move that way, you'd have to really, really work at making that thing fly back and forth. I looked at it, and then I walked over to it, and I stopped it. And I said out loud, "Enough of that." Thanks for listening to Sharp Edges, Inexplicable But True. If you like listening to true stories that make you question what you call reality, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. And finally, if you have a true story that you would like to share, be sure to send it to sharpedges2021@gmail.com. Until next time, look out for those sharp edges.